every time I realize that I'm in comedy for that feeling of agreement. And that's why I test things so much, like to the boundary now, because it's like, how much can we agree? Because when people laugh, like let's say you're making a joke and people laugh, for that one split second, for that one laughter moment, we agree. Not on the politics of that joke, but on that this is funny.
God created cows, fish and a cow.
They don't even know each other.
But they are here to proclaim the existence and the beauty of God in their own respective
spaces.
Hallelujah.
That's why again, Tina say I'm a strip club. So I appreciate umsebenzi kaNkulunkulu. Just to look.
Do you have a strip club?
It was.
Yeah. You go?
Yeah, sometimes I go to like listen to music.
Welcome to the next episode of Mhlongo Art Podcast. So what happened before I introduce my guest? What happened, I saw Big Zulu. He was saying he was invited to this big broadcaster and they didn't offer him no water, no juice, nothing. So I thought, hey, I'm learning. Let me put something. Guys, want juice? Juice? Anyone?
Juice.
Let me pour juice.
In like, what is this? Yeah. This looks like a chalice.
Illuminati glass.
Please have some juice. So, introduction, I've got the top comedians all the way. So I flew them in all the way from Joburg.
Yeah, thank you. First class.
First class guys. Badla, they were eating there, drinking, doing everything.
Can we really drink this juice?
You can. What do you think?
Yeah, I know. We can check.
Cheers. We were with Mushendiki and Somizi. You see where they were flying.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
You put us in VVIP.
Yeah.
Business class is what they call it. Yeah.
Got Java to show for us here.
Imagine.
Yo.
So I've got Tsitsi Chiumya.
Yes.
I called your surname right,
yes,
because others will say like Zulus, Shuma. Tsitsi Shuma. No, it's not Shuma, it's Chiumya. Award-winning comedian. On my right, I have Thabiso Mhlongo.
Yes.
Award-winning comedian.
True story.
Like all three of us are award-winning.
Oh yeah, this is an award-winning episode.
Yeah.
Yes.
And other episodes they didn't have all award winners.
It was it was only me. Imagine.
It's hard to be the only one that's doing well.
I know, but I was like, God, I'm doing this for you. To honor the legacy of the Almighty.
Yes.
So we are chilled here. We don't talk about too serious stuff. I just wanna I want our audience to get to know you guys. So I'm speaking English, even though it's not my mother tongue.
Yeah.
Because when I is Zulu, samba.
And then
make sure.
Asambi no kuhamba.
Ayo. Izolo. I mean, izolo na ngikhuluma no Uber driver.
Yeah.
Ngithi for this Uber ride we're only gonna speak Zulu.
Yeah.
Yes, the guy was laughing at me.
Yeah. So what I'd like to know is how like I find our childhood very interesting as comedians. Like, how was your guys' childhood? How was your childhood?
Mine, my childhood was dope.
Yeah.
I think it was happy. Yeah, it was just like any other person. But only now I realized that it was actually kind of interesting, because you know when you're a grandchild and like I was raised by my grandparents, my mom, I thought my mom was my sister. I called my mom Sislebo for the longest time.
Yeah.
And then at some point I moved to Joburg.
Yeah.
And I would say it was normal. It was like extreme world, so it was like home and then Joburg.
Mm-hmm. So you were staying with grandmom and mom?
No, my mom was in school. My grandmother and my grandfather. I called them mom and dad.
Oh.
And then all my uncles and aunties were my sisters and brothers. Even till today, I call them Sismari, Uchati, and they're older. They're like way older than me.
Yeah. This is a typical story in South Africa.
Yeah.
This is how everyone was raised. It's Khuliswa bogogo so.
No, I was raised by my mom and dad. Married.
Well, that's not a competition.
Married in community of property.
Hey,
Still married even today.
Yo.
Together now they are living by themselves.
Yeah.
Man, sugar, they
Did you have like a perfect childhood?
like not perfect, but like I ate. Like I hear my peers saying, "Oh yeah, we were hungry." No, we were not hungry.
No,
I remember,
even us,
like I used to
no.
eat, but there was a hierarchy of the chicken.
Yeah,
like
of
the
course.
children could only eat the neck and the head and the feet.
Yes, sir.
And then the elders now, they eat the thighs. And like this is the thing about spoiling children. I know I'm gonna go around.
Yeah.
But I feel like because I only ate the neck and the head and the feet, I aspire to be a mother.
So
That I can eat the thigh, bruh.
Yes.
Now
Oh.
I'm the one eating the thigh, and I get to decide if I want 3 pieces or 4 pieces of chicken. Back then I could only eat 1, and my mom decided the portions. But now I'm like, damn, Jesus is good.
That's actually a good way to motivate people.
Yeah.
In this level,
In this
if
level.
you don't have a job in this house, you only eat the food.
But kids now want the drumstick and the thigh.
No, bruh, no. They must
Without
eat
any achievements.
No. They must eat the fillet, the
Yeah.
tough one, the breast. They must focus on the breast. And then as
Yes,
they are
babe.
Oh yeah, hey, that
Yeah,
one will
it's
fight
tough,
it.
eh?
Even KFC can't fix that thing.
it doesn't get
Right.
solved.
No,
Yeah.
it doesn't get
Yeah.
solved.
So these are the things that you must learn. So I was
Yeah.
raised by my parents, loved them. Like one story, maybe we can all share the stories. One story I remember where I was like, okay, I don't understand my dad. We on the 31st there's crickets. We're popping the crickets.
Yeah.
Oh,
My
yes.
father doesn't like buying crickets because he feels they are a waste of money. So now mom has gone and she bought the crickets. So she gives each one their own.
Yeah.
So my father's cricket, he decides he doesn't want to pop it. Ne? He keeps it in the house. We pop ours, and then I'm like, I asked Dad the following day, I'm like, Dad, can I pop your crickets? He's like, no. Then I asked Mom, like, Mom, can I pop Dad's cricket? Mom is like, okay. I'm like, yeah, sure, I'll take the crickets, pop it, done. And then father comes back, he's like, where's my crickets? I got the whooping of my entire existence
Yo.
because of crickets. I'm like, but
Yeah.
he doesn't even like this thing. But I think I learned important principles of life there because he did say no.
Yeah.
Then I wanted to manipulate the system, the algorithm.
Yeah.
of
But so
the
Tabanga
household.
just gave it.
So that thing taught me a lot.
That's so crazy though. How was I've never heard your childhood
childhood.
story.
My childhood was normal, bro. It wasn't. There was no wild things happening. It's just kids being kids, getting into trouble, getting ass whoopings. That's just that. It was very normal.
So you were raised by...
No, by my grandma. Similar to this thing. Raised by my grandmother and grandfather. And then, yeah, that was just that. The only difference maybe is at that time I was the youngest of Abu Mamngan,
Yeah.
but they were like sisters, of course,
Yeah.
in the city. So when they went to work, like, they all went to work and study outside of Barberton, so Kasalami. And yeah, it was just simple. You wake up, you go to school,
Yeah.
you come back, don't
Yeah.
disturb anyone up until it's time to come back home and sleep.
Do you know
That's it. It's just basic things.
the thing that changed my life was going from a very strict home to living with my stepdad and mom,
Yeah.
who I don't know how they did it, man. They were so liberal. Like my dad and I've never had a curfew. I've never my dad would he would speak to me to do things that we'd agree on. Like he'd be like, yeah, it's like you agreed to be a good child, or you agreed to do this and that and that. And bro, I was the most motivated. I'm the most motivated in life because of how my stepdad handles that stuff. And I think even in comedy, that's the only thing I've ever been able to replicate of my stepdad in terms of behavior.
Yeah.
Is my discipline in comedy. Outside of that, I don't think, but that guy, I don't know how they did it. They just say, even my brother doesn't have a curfew, doesn't have anything.
But he knows.
But he knows, he doesn't smoke, he doesn't drink. I mean, he's still in school, so he can't do that. So he doesn't, he's very focused, and he will always tell me, bro, I'm going to achieve this, and I believe him. You know when you believe? You know when someone says they're going to do something, and you can see that this
conviction. I mean, that one is interesting because I also feel, my father contributed to my confidence. Like, we would have conversations, even before my father would give me a whooping, we would sit down, open the Bible, and he's like, and we did have this conversation 6 months ago. You went and you came back late, and I did say to you, no, I'm worried about your safety, because when you stay out there until it's dark, then it's not safe for you, because there's men out there. And then we had an agreement that next time you do it, I was gonna hit you. So now this is the time. Please go and get the stick for yourself.
Yes. Wow. These are the vibes I know.
I understand. I understand that you must hit me. Yeah, go and get the stick.
It's a contract.
We had an agreement.
It's a holy
and before he hits me, it's like, the reason I'm hitting you is because I wanted to be tattooed in your mind what would happen, the consequences. So even today, with every decision that I make, I have to think further of the consequences. So if I do this, what are the consequences that I would have to face afterwards? And then, like, I think I'm able to make the best decisions of my life, because I'm always thinking, even when I started dating, like my mom said, hey, yo, man, my father's like, no, leave her, come here, sit down, let's talk. What is it? I'm like, yeah, I love him. He's like, okay, I wanted you to date someone who's in our church, because when you share the same faith, it's easier to navigate life, because even your children, you are teaching them the same things. So he's like, that's what I wanted for you, but if you choose this one, then I won't stop you, I won't be on your way. Wait, did they not do that to me, the guy? I was suffering for many years of my life, and then eventually I go back home and I tell my dad, this is what I've gone through in this relationship.
Wow, that's so dope.
That's our relationship. And then he's like, I told you what.
But you wanted to learn from experience.
So I thought I'd let you learn, and we did see that you were not in a good space. Like, I'll get home and I just stay like this, not talking to anyone, because stress does that. So I can't talk, I can't eat. So it's like, we could see, your mom and I could see that you were not happy, but there was nothing we could do because you were not talking to us. But if, like, the way God works, and we start with the Bible verses, the way God works, if you choose something above Him, He will allow you to have it, but you will suffer, so that you will remember to put God first. So even with relationships, if you put God first above the relationship, God will make the relationship to work for you. Bro, like
that's one of the coolest things that I can relate to. Learning through experience. My grandfather once did something similar to me. I think it was a kid's birthday or something in the same street. So and I got irritated and I got angry at everyone. So it was also, I guess, to help me with dealing with anger. Because I was angry. Understand, this party was not thrown at my house. But everyone was just irritated by the fact what must we do? So my grandfather was like, no, leave him. It's fine. Let him feel what he feels. We went to work. The next day he came back with a cake. But not like a little cake. You know those ones back in the day that came in a castle? In a castle thing, 12 pack. What is this? 24. 24 pack.
Oh,
so the cake is
the original cake.
Yes,
the original birthday cake.
A big one. The cake. And he called everyone in the house. He put that cake in front of me. They sang for me. It wasn't even my birthday.
Oh.
But I gave me birthday. Then he was like, "Touch for rock, easy cake."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Okay, cut some slices." And he's like, this is for you.
And I call
Yeah, because I'm excited. Mine. I started again. Oh, after about 3-4 bites, I'm seeing good day. This cake is not moving. Now I'm trying to call my sisters, my cake, but
it's yours.
you get a cake.
Yeah.
I'm like, friends, okay, maybe next door, call someone. No, eat your cake, dog. I go in. Now I'm feeling it, I can't. And I'm nowhere near finishing. It's still not a lot of cake. That's okay. I'm going to get the house, it's going to help. Yeah, we're learning.
Yeah.
I make it up. I didn't say eating cake. And I'm like, wait, am I in trouble for eating cake? This is so weird. Because as a child, you're like, I love cake. But now,
and you've
it's a responsibility now.
You've forgotten about yesterday.
Yes. Now you're not even thinking about why you were crying. You're like, but I thought I wanted cake. Now it's like, if I don't finish this cake, maybe I didn't need a lot of cake. That slice was perfect. I couldn't finish the cake. Then he was like, if you don't finish this cake, this is yours. I'm like, he's joking. Hey, this man soaks it. He soaks it while I'm there. He's like, when? Now I'm trying to cough. I'm like, what? Yo, I forced. Was I not sick?
Yo.
And it taught me, I never forgot it even. Because even after I ate the cake, I was like, yo, I thought I loved cake. But they gave me cake, né? I hated eating it. I hated the experience. I even hated how I felt after that. So there were too many negatives for this one positive of I had the cake that I won. That's like one of the coolest things I remember about growing up.
That's gangster, bro.
Yeah,
that's gangster.
They used to use experience to teach you stuff. Because, okay, for me, I went through a Christian school. So a lot of things I learned very late. In a Christian school, everything is the Bible. If it's not in the Bible, we don't do it. I remember I went through, I think by the time I was 20, I'd gone through the Bible twice. From back to front, looking for loopholes. Because I knew there are things I want to do, né? But these guys are saying I can't because of 1, 2, 3. Let me read and find something here that says, I didn't find, dog. There are no loopholes. That thing is airtight.
But I think it also, that experience with the cake also taught you gratitude.
Yes.
You did get a small, some people didn't get.
Also, the previous day, everyone who got cake, they had fun.
Meaning
I went home, I ruined everyone's date, I was doing all that. The next day when I had my cake, no one was around to have my cake with me.
Enjoy it with
now, because you want this for yourself, and you don't want, let's give you what you want. Let's see where you're going to end up.
I think even with God, I think that's how God works as well.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you want something selfishly and without understanding or having the right mindset to maintain it and share it with others. That's okay, tata. And then you have this big mansion, you are alone, then you start hovering on the freeway with your big car because you don't understand.
Now you have your mansion, but you are forced to go to a tavern to get attention.
It's like doing the BBL because you don't want to go to gym. Even when you have it, you don't know how to keep it because you did not learn the principles that allowed you to attain it.
And maintain.
But also, how do you, I don't like I don't, BBLs, if people do BBLs, that's fine.
Yes, like it's okay to do a BBL, but like it's proper.
Yeah, but maintain.
What ends up happening, then
it's like, you know those cars from Pimma, right? Imagine how they look today.
Now,
exactly.
Now I not clash plate because they always used to add unnecessary features but not fix real things. Now the car in a clash plate, but it's got the bathtub at the
Yeah.
back. You're like,
And a
this
big
is unnecessary.
speaker. And a big speaker.
I'll never break
So
when
do,
I'm
like, do
watching
the research, like do the research, go through the discipline.
Yeah.
Even if you do it, I also don't have a problem with the PPM.
Yeah.
Even if you do it, but do the research, like how quantities, what are you supposed to eat?
Yeah.
Amanzi, speed,
Yeah.
you know?
You know,
Because before you know it now, you're hiding things that we like. Because I'm you know shama BBL and you like this person, you're like, yo, on the belly button edge. But then they don't maintain margin process
when
on
they do
top of the
BBL, they
belly
take away
button.
the belly button.
You're like, even, huh?
they take away the belly button.
No, I think you have to sit your pants in a certain way so that it accentuates the BBL.
Ish.
So now to make it look plump and
But
what,
do you
they
know
pull
what
your
my
pants
favorite
too
thing
high.
about human beings
So it's tight.
is imperfection.
Listen,
Like,
It's supposed to.
like imperfection is nice.
Makes
like it's,
you
you know, yeah, like you know when you're dating someone, for instance, right, and they have this way of looking different a little bit every time you see them. Like,
Yeah.
like my Khala, now, every time Khalamana has gone through so many,
body changes.
not body changes, like facial, like every now she cuts her hair,
Oh,
she
yeah,
grows
yeah,
her
yeah.
hair, and for me it's like every single one of those looks is a favorite look of mine, and that's what I like about people. But people want symmetry; they want to look the same every day.
Yeah, well,
Just the beauty of having grey hair.
Yeah, like,
imagine.
flat-
the beauty of
yeah.
having wrinkles, because it tells a story that you have
Yes.
lived.
this
What
is
maybe
experience.
one bum is naturally bigger than the other.
Naturally.
That's nice.
This is what it is.
Like the boobs, you have breastfed some people with their boobs, and
That's
now
what
they
it is.
look.
Yeah.
And
They've-
and Mina,
yeah.
I believe because some people will say, "Oh, are you doing all of this for men?" Women don't care. Like they know that you guys don't care. They know that you don't care about the matching bras
Yeah.
and underwears. They just do it for themselves.
It has to be.
They just do it for themselves to show off to the other ladies. Who say, yeah,
Yes.
Yes, but even dog, like I promise you, I find everything, like I'm not like attractive, like even
it's good. Like
Oh.
You
it's
understand?
okay. It's okay.
big, small,
Yeah.
you understand, in
Yeah.
between, big legs and small body.
That's
good.
how it
Yes.
was meant to be. If you are built
Yeah.
big, you are built
She
big.
got one big ear.
Yes. That's the beauty of
And a small-
creation. Creation is never meant to be the same. That's why there's blacks, colors, Indians, man. That's the beauty of God. God is in diversity. Ooh, imagine the same God created the fish that lives underwater, and then the
Man.
same God created cows.
Yeah.
Fish and a cow.
They
They
don't
never
know
be the
it. They
same
don't.
thing, yeah.
They don't even know each other.
But
I'm
they
sure.
are here to proclaim the existence and the beauty of God in their own respective.
Yeah.
Spaces, yeah.
Hallelujah.
That's why again, thina siyama strip club, so appreciate umsebenzi kaNkulunkulu. Just to
Do
look
you have
and
a strip club?
it was,
Eh?
yeah,
You go.
yeah. Sometimes I go to like listen to music.
You
One of the coolest things about strip clubs, man,
Yeah.
they play some of my favorite songs,
like what?
like
Booty, booty, booty.
light skin nigga music is what they call it. The music I won't hear in a regular club, because in a regular club, Bofaga, a nice Rihanna song, or let's say Must Be Love on the Brain. I love that song, man. But I can't get Conka, and then they play that song. They'll
So
never
why
play
is there
that
a
song.
strip club?
A strip club is that because a girl has to dance to it. But me, I'm there also singing along. Must be love on the brain. Because the strip club, no one is there for you. They are there to watch that thing. Whether you can do whatever else you
So,
want.
do you also watch the thing?
Sometimes I watch, sometimes I just sing and then go home. Sometimes I go there for food. Just
So here's another thing that I wanted to ask.
Yeah.
I think that also the story of becoming, because I think we go through life not knowing who we are or what we want to do in life, and then there's that process of, oh, so I'm a stand-up comedian. What was that like for you?
I think now that I think about it now, I've always wanted to become or whatever I was doing was slowly leading me into now becoming a comedian without me realizing it, obviously. But I've always been interested in the kind of, like for me, comedy is like agreement.
No, sorry, I had to show off my shoes.
Oh,
The
yeah, this table is hailing.
Our what?
Okay, now let me know.
These are way fancier.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, carry on.
They look like, you know, in Emerald City, what's it? Wizard of Oz.
Oh.
Yeah, there's a shoe.
You know, there's a shoe with that if you click it, you go home.
Yeah, sorry, I interrupted
Sorry.
you. Yeah.
So like I think for me, I've always wanted the feeling of what comedy make people feel. The feeling of like people agreeing on one thing. Like I think I didn't get into comedy for most of the things that possibly like I thought I got in for. It's definitely not for fame or money, or I mean it has to have that for me to be there. But every time I realize that I'm in comedy for that feeling of agreement, and that's why I test things so much, like to the boundary now, because it's like how much can we agree? Because when people laugh, like let's say you're making a joke and people laugh, for that one split second, for that one laughter moment, we agree. Not on the politics of that joke, but on that this is funny.
Yes.
We all feel like this about this thing. Whether I agree with it or not doesn't matter, but I feel it. And for me, in my household, there was always people that always push that boundary where my uncle would say stuff that we don't agree with. We definitely don't agree with. My grandfather was very strict.
Yeah.
No one agrees with him. But for that moment, we can all share in the nonsensical nature of whatever, because that's how we felt at the time. So I feel like I've always been chasing that feeling, and I found it, and I found how to communicate that feeling in comedy, and I think that is how I've always been doing comedy, but finding the tradition of it, I went through university. You do sports, you don't find it. I did sports on the highest level. I couldn't find it. I did game design, right? I thought I found it there, didn't find it. Then I stepped onto stage, and the design of it, obviously using all the stuff that you've learned, but the design of what I was able to do was an encompassing of every single thing that I've ever been through. And I was like, this thing is perfect.
Yeah.
I've never heard someone describe it that way, but I think that's exactly what it feels like. I can relate to your description, because for me as well, like I went through life I was telling them I had to powder them up.
Yes.
I did my own makeup, like little touch-ups, because I used to be a makeup artist. Then I sold insurance. Then I did, I worked for the bank. Then I did data capturing, and I was a dancer. I played basketball. I did a whole lot of things, but there was just something that was not touching my soul in a way where I can sit with the president of wherever and have a conversation with them, because I'm a stand-up comedian and they have to listen to what I think, you know? I was always falling short in a way. Maybe I'd do this job for 6 months, I'll do that one for a year, do that one for 4 years. And as like when I was doing makeup artist, it was a shop, like there would be cosmetics, perfumes and makeup. And then I'd end up singing and entertaining the customers that are coming in, or if there are no customers, then I'm entertaining my colleagues, and they're like, you belong somewhere, but we don't understand where, but we can see that you don't belong here. And then when I became a stand-up comedian, my peers from high school were like,
That's all.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
so this is what you should, because they used to call me Mrs. Bean. Because I used
Oh.
to love Mr. Bean when I was growing up. So now I'm like, Mrs. Bean, so this is what you are meant to do. It made perfect sense. And there's also a thing of, I was also telling Vinny that if I do something too long and like the same thing, I get bored. Like that's just how my mind is. But with comedy, it doesn't get boring because I have to keep it keeps me on my toes, because like what next, what other joke can I say? You know, I have to wait for the ideas to come into my mind, and then I start writing them down all the time. If I do a gig in Joburg, maybe in May, now I have another one in July. What else can I add? What else can I say? You know, so it's always making you feel uncomfortable, and I think that is why people never go into retirement in comedy. They just keep going.
You can't. It's difficult. What do you retire from?
Yeah.
Making people laugh.
Yeah.
Because even if you're not on stage,
you are making people
I
laugh.
imagine even Eddie Murphy still makes people laugh whenever he's hanging with them. He can't say, I'm retired, I no more jokes now for everybody. You cannot cut it off. That's the unfortunate part. Maybe you can hate the world of performing and going to places and selling tickets and touring and whatnot. But probably if there was a way to just do it without that whole mess, people would do stand up until their deathbed. I think. I think most comedians have a similar story. Because all of us, we had our comedy training through life. Everything we did up until a certain point. Yes, where you go, oh my. So grade 3, when that happened, it was just more, why didn't you just tell me straightforward?
Yeah.
So I think every comedian has similar, we've all been through the service industry.
Restaurants, waitress. And then this other client, like from high school, like I came and I worked because I had to save to be able to go to college the following year. So,
what number job is this for you?
Number 5 or 6. Yeah.
When you were
so let's count.
Okay.
So the first job I was a waitress, and then I became a makeup artist, and then I also do till today. I still do youth development work, like the HIV, AIDS, social skills, whatever. So there's that, and then there was insurance, and then there was working for the bank. So I'd go home, like it was all customer service. I'd go home and open your account from the comfort of your living home. And then I became a data capturer. And then, so comedy is number 7.
Sure.
That's a lot.
And that's a magical number, eh?
Yeah.
That's a magical number. Like 7 is a very holy number.
Completion, yeah.
And you?
Like comedy.
Yeah.
Yo. My problem is I did a lot of jobs even before I finished school.
Yeah.
So some I won't even remember.
Sure.
Yo, but I did a lot. The ones that I remember are after varsity, where I was a fitness instructor. Okay.
When? Hey.
Let me tell you.
This is another tip of my story.
Let me tell you.
This is the book. This one is saving for the book.
Dude, when Mandela died, Deborah Patton came to cover a Pretoria, and I was at the Pretoria branch, Planet Fitness Just Gym.
Yeah.
By the way, the first people when Planet Fitness went from the States to South Africa, Just Gym, the first people they trained, I was part of that group. I think there was 7 of us. 2 of them are still there. They're now like elite trainers and whatnot in high management positions. Others, well, you know how life works. We're at different places. But when we started, I was one of their top, this dude.
What was your favorite form of training?
So I used to do all the classes, aerobic classes.
Yeah.
And then what happened?
I enjoyed a lot when we called it Just Move.
Yeah.
Which was basically your dance class.
Yeah.
I enjoyed that one. I was great with everything. Ne? Even HIIT, I was dope. Step, in Nao. Hi, hey. So the thing about it is, when we practiced, when we were doing the training those years, we were just doing it, learning how to count beats, music, and all of that. But I was already musically inclined because of I used to be a rapper and stuff back in the day. There are even newspaper articles now. Anyway,
you know a guy, bro.
Hey, listen.
Yo.
There's this one time, they gave me those mics in the studio. And you know when, you always do your class. This one time, it just got mega packed and it was a bunch of women.
Yeah.
Like, before I start the class, when I got in to go to the front, I'm like, wait, is it my class? They're like, yeah, they're all here for you. I go in, there's like a few men, 2, 3, not that many men, but it's like women. I get to the front, start the thing. I'm like, hey guys, how you guys doing? All I saw was smiles. And I was like, what the hell is this feeling? I started talking, like, right, how was your day? They start laughing, letting loose. I'm like, today. And then I had prepared a Bollywood-esque fitness class that day. Like, but then you have to first teach them, you teach them in sequences. The first step, and then left, car, and then when I drop the beat, they hear it's Bollywood, but it's still, they start having a good time, they're laughing. I'm like, yo, this is amazing, this is nice. That what made me fall in love with the Just Move classes, because I was like, people come here to have fun for this one. The other ones, you can feel it, hey, I have to be a military soldier. Come on, go down, one more, yeah. And the other one is just fun. We're sweating, but it's fun.
Yeah.
That is the first time I ever stood in front of people with a microphone and didn't feel uncomfortable. Before that, it was like school and whatnot, doing orals. I used to love that feeling, but I never was able to handle it. Because you're nervous, Sometimes the student will just record when you do an oral, then they make you watch it. Then you cringe because you're like, oh my gosh.
I loved doing orals at school. Like, I was the one who was always, if we have to read a book, I'm like, no, Montlan, you've already done it. Let's give others a chance.
Yes. Bro, it was so fun. But the progression of it, when you look back, it's like, oh man, most of the things make sense. Most of these things make sense. But yeah, I did that thing.
So now, how did you become a stand-up comedian?
It's a very interesting story. So, by the time I got to the gym, I was done with soccer. So, yeah. And almost even made it pro.
Sure.
There was a time I was in Platinum Stars for a little bit, just towards the end. But in varsity, we were at TUT. And then TUT at some point joined in with Super Sport United. Yeah, so basically it was Vodacom League, which is like a second division. So there's one before Mvela.
So third?
Second, yeah. But because of that whole affiliation with Super Sport, it was kind of like the boys from reserve team. Yeah, so it wasn't really second division, because you could easily, if your luck or whatever, if you were disciplined enough, you could easily end up in the first team, and then you don't have to do the school thing anymore. But again, over time, it was time to groove. Things were too nice. But when I left there, I went to the gym. Did it like for about 3 years or something like that. But I was playing soccer recreationally, and then there's this guy. Now, but I won't mention names and companies because this is kind of like, but he liked me the way I played, and he was like, "Don't you want to come play for our team?" I was like, "I can't. I have a job because he said the team is in job. I have a job in." He was like, "Dude, this is how we operate. We'll give you a job, where you get a salary, but I want you to play for the team. So when you just go to the job to look the part, and I went to the job to look the part. Hey, but the problem is it's not there because it's the boss. There are managers, and managers need to see people working. Now I'm really answering phone calls, and I'm hating every second of it. Also, it's a call center where it's a call inbound, so you don't call anyone. Whoever calls in has a problem, and they are angry. Yeah, it's not good to. Hey, I'd like to ask. If there's a phone call, you know something's wrong. These people are angry, and every day I hated it. So what I used to do was, in between the calls, because you got like a grace period, I could type very fast, and then you got like 30 seconds, which is a weird way to motivate yourself. I would work so hard, like on the call while typing this thing down on a Word document so that I can log it in after the call. But now I just want to copy and paste. So in that 30 seconds, I've got 5 seconds to copy and paste, close this call, and when I close that call, the cool down period before I get another call, I'm on YouTube watching stand-up.
How did
I
you
swear.
get,
It was just, I just need something to entertain me while I do this. So I started watching stand. That's why I discovered Mzansi Comedy Wednesdays.
Yeah.
Just watching all these clips of stand-up every day in between calls. It got so bad, I would take a call while pretending to look for things.
And you're watching.
Put the person on hold and act like I don't have the answers, ne? Just so I have a grace period. Put this person on hold, finish this guy's set, then come back and say, yo man, so I've checked your things in, and then do the thing, then I go back to work. So, craziest story. A lot of things are happening in my life. I hate this place. You know when everything becomes routine? Every day at lunch I'm eating quesadillas because it's the most affordable thing. But I hate it because it's mayo and chicken quesadillas every freaking day. When I go home, my then girlfriend moved with me to Joburg, by the way. So now when I go home, she's also tired from work. I'm also tired from work. We just sit there. She's cooking or whatever, and I'm just there, I need to relax, so that, because I know I'm going back to that hellhole tomorrow. I just need to relax. It was that whole thing of, I don't know where life is going, man, it's stuck. Also, you just left this dream that looked like it was going to happen. Now it doesn't, even the soccer thing, this side, I'm not enjoying. I just go on the weekend, but you're not part of the team, because every day you're at work. When they practice, you just show up for games. Now the other guys don't even like that, because they go, why do we have to practice and this guy just comes there? And then new number 10, what is this? So now it's kind of like, I don't even feel like I fit in with these people. Now I'm just in isolation in limbo. I'm far from family. I'm in Joburg. One day, my girlfriend tells me that she's pregnant. Now reality sets in. This is the rest of your life.
You have to work,
This is it. Right now, the thing you hate, this whole cycle, you're going to have to do it for the next 50 years. Then she was like, so what are we going to do? I was like, what do you want to do? Because, you got to give that option, right? You can't say, oh, yeah. You got to be like, hey, now how do you feel?
You got to be her decision.
Yeah, even when she says, I think we can handle it. Then you're like, yeah, you sure? You don't have any other thoughts? Because you finish your thinking process. Then she was like, yeah, bro. It's what it is. Time is also running out. She was older than me. Was this one of those? When are we gonna do it? What are we waiting for? Aren't we doing this life thing together? Now I'm like, I guess we are. So what are you gonna do? I'm like, I'm gonna go home. I'm gonna go to work tomorrow and quit. She's like, what? Yeah, that's my plan. I'll figure something out. Go to work that day. Low energy, everything. I'm watching a lot of stand-up. I'm watching a lot of that. The last clip I watched that day was Lois of God. Fun. Watching sharp. Before I go home, I decided, let me walk around. Just the streets. Funny enough, I didn't even know where it was, but I walked past a building with a sign at the brand. I'm like, wait, man. Aren't these guys the comedy guys? I'm like, oh shit, I must come check it out sometime. It was like a little warehouse type of setup. As I walk past, guess what? Bump into around the corner, just in Bram, there by where there's Chiumya now. It's so cool.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, man. And it's just me and him in the street. I'm like, yo, dude, I love what you do.
Yeah.
He's like, away.
Yeah.
I'm like, can I take a picture? He's like, nah, man.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, so how do I do this then? And while he's walking away, he says, come to Kitchener's on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I'm going to meet him, then he's going to tell me how to do this. I go to Kitchener's on a Tuesday. Get to I still remember this clearly. When I get there, there's people at the door, there's people inside. This is when Kitchener's was still, there's Mojek outside and a momentary. I get there, I'm like, yo, the Lois Okola said I must come here. These guys look at me like, bro, come on, man. They're like, yo, it's a comedy show, bro. It's $30. $30. Okay, run back home. This container thing I had full of coins. Got low. Take that thing. My brother's like, what's wrong? Why are you in such a hurry? I'm like, yo, you're doing comedy at Kitchener's and it's $30. She's like, I want to come through. Now I have to make 60 rand from these coins.
Yeah.
I took the ride, come back in front of Mojek. Dog. I'm here. Yo, we go in. He just made me pay, gave me a seat, we watched. Shit.
You were born.
You know when you, hey man, I don't want to leave this place. I don't want to, even after the show, now I'm trying to find a way to talk to these guys. Yo man, so when is Loiso coming? Because he said I should meet him here. They're like, no, Loiso's not coming. So I'm like, okay, so when am I performing? Now if you want to perform, email us and do it. Okay, take an email. Come back. No response on the email. I think I waited like 4 weeks or something to a month and a half. That time I'm unemployed because I just post-management, graduated. I sent my CV to a couple of schools. I got a school that side of Midrand. I even forgot the name of that school, bro, but it was pretty cool. I remember I walked, I think, close to an hour because I got off at the wrong place and I didn't have money to take another ride to because I was using taxis. No chance for Ubers that time. By the time I got to that interview, I was sweaty. I didn't even look like this guy deserves a job. But it was a Christian school also, so that guy was very friendly. So now, I'm telling you,
I know the Christian friendliness, but we're about to reject you. You know that thing of like, but
also that time, whatever shoes you're wearing, they're now dusty. You are sweaty. I had my backpack. So by the time I took it off, not my line on the shirt, it's like, yo, you came for an interview looking like this, and in my head I'm like, dog, you know what I've been through.
Yeah.
Let's just do this thing.
How did it go again?
I got it.
Got the job.
Yes. Ended up coaching the seniors and the juniors in the school. Got them to their first victories, even to a final.
Yeah.
For the seniors won, the juniors lost in the final. Dude, I'm telling you, I thought, I'm going to be a coach now. Look at what I did to this shit.
Soccer team.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, we used to play.
On Sundays.
Yeah, we used to play.
Yeah.
But we drank too much after playing. You
Yeah, I
know
know.
when you're tired, not from the play.
From the drinking. We will take breaks.
What happened now with did you go back to Kitchener?
Yeah, so I was doing the coaching thing just to keep money coming in. Because also now that we've got a child coming and you just quit your job.
Yeah.
You can't just sit at
So you
home.
didn't get any money from the previous job?
No, remember Pelamina, I was a decoy to play for the... So when you don't have benefits, you don't have...
Yeah.
When I said, I'm a back door. So when you say you're leaving, it's sharp fee. So I bounced. But I went back to Kitchener's, but by the time they respond, I can get a spot. I went there with my girl. I think I still have the video even. The worst death I've ever seen. Even when I watch it today, I'm like, yo, no one can be this horrible.
You were horrible.
It's the worst stand-up performance I've ever seen. But let me tell you, man, the feeling, that feeling, you couldn't tell me shit. I knew it was bad. I knew it was terrible because no one was laughing. But standing there and going, yo, this is the one. Yo, and I died for like close to a year after that. But still going, this is the one, dog. Lois Madenga was doing an interview and he even said the worst he's ever seen. And the guy who he thought there's no chance this guy will ever be fine was when he was watching me. And I was like, nah, this won't be possible.
But you've changed over the years as well, because I think the last time you are more chilled and you are funnier than before. What happened? How did you shift?
It didn't.
From not funny to funny.
It didn't shift. It's the thing he was talking about. Retrospectively, everything throughout life was that thing. So you know when people say there's a calling, my thing was I could hear it, just didn't know where to place it. So you'd be at a wedding, people are on the mic talking, and you're like, yo, I wish Bankulumisa, or I wish something happens and Mele, I have to do something. And I would always think, what is that? Why do you need to be the center of attention? That it wasn't wanting to be the center of attention, it was just that thing calling out saying, do this. So even as a kid, you know, holidays, it's let us sitting room, and before we fell asleep, everyone would tell stories. But my inclination was to tell a story that was funny. And I had a bunch of them. I don't know from where. I think it's from hanging out with old people when I was young. So that whole thing, I knew that I knew how to use humor, even as a child. Like growing up in a Christian school, when I moved to a public school, things were not the same. But I knew I could disarm bullies with humor. I could distract criminals with humor. But something at bedtime, then I'm like, people I was scared of, if I could see their teeth in a smile, I'm no longer afraid now. I can hang with anyone. So when I started doing it on stage, and I was like, oh, yeah, this thing. So now you don't have to use it as defense mechanism. You can live in this world. I used to use it as moments. Oh, this is happening. I feel uncomfortable. Let me make a joke and then move out of the situation. But now I'm like, no, you can live in this space and then just be happy. Yo.
Because, like, you know what I realize now? Like, the plague of young comics. Because I deal with them a lot now. Like, younger comedians, like, people who want to start now. Like, I don't know this because I've never done anything because I wanted something from it.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I've always, like, everything I've done in my life has always been to, how can I
make it better?
Yes, how can I contribute into this thing on? I've never thought of myself as somebody who takes, even whatever relationship I'm in, I always try and give or do my part, you know? So the plague of, like, what I notice now is that a lot of people come in and they don't hear enough of these kinds of stories where it's like they want so much from themselves, from comedy, from so many things, and then you're like, with all those pressures, bro, you're not gonna find your space of being funny. But it also is that same thing we were talking about, that you must go through something to kind of find yourself. But my thing is like, bruh, Mojak and them did it for us, where they told us, just don't worry about that. You know, you come in, you're like, I want to do a one-man show. They're like, don't worry about that. Figure yourself out. And then you also feel like, nah, maybe they're holding me back. Because after you get that laughter,
Mm.
you understand?
Ish.
And
Haters.
so now I feel like this new, because of instant gratification and social media and all that stuff, they forget how difficult comedy actually is.
Stand-up comedy.
Yo, and because they want so much from themselves, from comedy.
Because they are already celebrities as well.
Yes.
Once
It's
you
like,
get like X amount of followers, then you know. Like,
Yeah, send
wanna
figure
take
never
pictures,
right.
you know.
And then you're like, if you relax and you become a human
Humble,
within yourself,
Lee.
not even humble, like if you become yourself, like and you're inside yourself, it's so much easier to access what makes you funny. Because you're in tune when you're standing on that stage and you're watching people, you're in tune with how they see you, how you see them, where you are, what you are doing, your thoughts. You know, in your thoughts, I always like my like there's sometimes where I don't speak because my thoughts and my body are not aligned.
Yeah.
So like it's like I can have the good thoughts, but my body won't communicate it the best way that my thoughts were. So if you're in tune with all that stuff, just noticing your surrounding, even what you say, how you prepared it and all that stuff, you will never have to worry about what comedy can give you or what you can give comedy.
Yeah.
It will be, I want like I'm still finding that relation. I just want to be one with comedy. I want to be funny and I want to be funny and then whatever. Not to like
your audience can sense arrogance. That's why I'm saying you have to be humble within yourself. Not supposed to for everyone, but just be a human being. Because when you are a human being, everything, your degrees and your whatever, your followers, they are not here.
Yes.
Now it's you connecting to another human being and that's the thing I love about the comedy, because you make everyone laugh. Whether they are doctors, marine CEO, CFO, when they are there, they are going to laugh. And so it's a human thing. It's a human experience that surpasses all the other experiences that are out there.
Yeah, so like you find these guys that play industry, nah? And bruh, industry is very difficult. Like they play industry. Like you hear them, even the questions they ask, like, yo, bruh, who's your agent? What?
Hey, until we can't play industry. Yo. You know the amount of time people were like, who do we call for this? And I'm like, me? Who do you want to call? Call me. You can't play industry.
Like, bro, like this comedy is a relationship with yourself and
the
your audience.
Yeah.
It's like there's nothing else. Like it's a relationship.
You can't be a comedian and a celebrity at the same time, because you still have to beg people to buy tickets. So how you are a human being for the rest of your life.
Also, I think it's the impasse of achieving in life itself and trying to achieve in comedy. Because in life, you gotta go for what you want, right? You gotta chase the dragon, you gotta knock on that door until it falls down. But in comedy, if you chase the dragon, you'll end up nowhere. You just have to and hope it comes.
Yes, and that drag, bruh, is
spend
fun.
money, guys. Spend money. Spend money on shows. Spend money on paying people if you have to. Like you're not always gonna be gaining this, especially in business.
But look at that, nah? Somebody coming into comedy and not having that kind of expectation, especially our, because we pretty much
same generation.
Thabiso a little bit more. We like even like booking agent, like Abutulolo does it so perfectly, nah? Where you know that this thing is definitely or maybe it won't make me money, especially if I involve other people. And people supporting you and coming to your gig, it's not that it's a favor. Remember, these people also have bills, the same as you. They have, so people come into the gig like, I want to do a lineup show. Tsitsi, come through. And then someone is like, ish, my man, I charge, you know?
Yeah.
Then they're like, no, but we friends. Oh, this is all I can give. then you're like, I can't take that because, not that you're saying I can't take that, or you take it. Most comedians will take it, will say, no, it's okay. But now you've done that 7 years in a row, and you see that same person who's booking that show, now he's booking bigger shows, shows, doing bigger things. Now you're creating a little bit of resentment between you and that person because Nagana, I'm busy paying you 1,000. Whenever you're suffering, now I'm driving a different car.
Yeah. And now I'm booking someone that I know won't take 1,000. But when I'm still wanting to give you 1,000 because I'm gonna.
You imagine you get to a gig, you see them giving a rider to a comedian that's more than the money they're paying you.
Oh.
They're giving this guy 2 bottles of Glenfiddich or whatever. That's already, and then whenever you're like, what the fuck? You're like, what the hell?
No, right?
I think it's respecting.
Yeah.
You have to respect the industry. You have to respect your colleagues. Because, like for me, I found that it's easier for me to book people because I book on a relationship basis. So, like we had a nice conversation on Thursday. So then I get a sense of, I can work with it, So now the comedians that I work with, you find they even know me off the stage. So if I'm coming and I'm saying, it's because you know me and you know what's known in a good show, she gives me this amount, So, but people use that relationship in a wrong way.
Especially people who are not in comedy.
Yeah, like promoters. Promoters do that all the time.
Because now you're doing the promoters thing. Because you find that there's gang promoters where you see this guy is driving comedians to the show. And then they get, he's picking you up. And you get there and he's been picking you up for 17 years. You can't do that. You can't. You have kids, you have all these things to live with. Then you become that bitter guy. Because that's why it's important to kind of get what you want from it, but also don't rush it because comedy is such a. Ish.
Yeah, but I mean, some of us are lucky. I've never had a wild story with a promoter, or let alone comedians, when it comes to those things. But of course, we've gotten screwed. Because that happens. Gotten screwed a number of times, but at least nothing as bad as I'm never going back there again.
Like the way you talk about falling in love with comedy, I relate. Not that I relate to it so much because I didn't fall in love with anything else. But like that laughter, I didn't care about. Like obviously, like you look up to all these guys there, but. I remember I watched Pops, same situation, Pops was hosting. And I was supposed to perform because of the email. And they said, no, you bumped off. But after watching, what they say, there's too many superstars here. And it's okay, it happens.
People off here,
It happens. But...
Oh, guys, you've never been bumped off? Here?
No, definitely. Plus, I'm a female. Like, if you bump me up, who are you gonna put?
Oh, yes. Yeah. I guess, yeah.
And I'm funny. Yes.
No, you are funny. Yes. Oh, okay. Oh, humble.
Yo, Joburg, you get bumped up. Especially when we're coming up. Because Joburg, you be at the thing.
There's a lot of comedians as well.
Just before you jump on, Loiso Gola shows up. Then you're
what experience are you going to choose?
Even me, I want to watch this guy.
Or Loiso Gola. Obviously, you're going to choose.
So then they tell you, what's it?
Yeah. So, but I have seen, at that point, I had seen Pops hosting. Madinga did a superset. Prince did a superset. Suhail did a superset. And at that point, in my head, I knew whatever I have prepared is nowhere near what I'm looking at. And I'm like, I don't want to come out the blocks like
this.
I don't want to come out the blocks like, I'm going to talk about the robbery and witchcraft. I'm like, you guys are like taking us to space and shit like that. I was so happy when they told me I was bumped off. I was like, yo, thank goodness.
Let me eat.
Let me chill. Yo. I was so happy. So for me, that was because I knew that I couldn't replicate that feeling with what I had. So like, I feel like, and a lot of, like, I obviously I hope that new work guys don't think I'm shitting. I mean, looking down on us. Just for me, it's just hey man, be careful because this thing is weird. So
we have no control over it. Like you don't, as funny as you can be, you don't know what is going to happen on the next show. You have no idea. You have no control of how the reception is going to be, and that thing just keeps you.
Because it's the saddest thing to see a very funny comedian being bitter
or stuck in a previous place.
Yeah, it's one of the most heartbreaking things because the things that they start thinking about from there onwards become so uncomedy-like that you'll even start hating comedy. You'll say gatekeepers and all that. And I don't think in comedy anyone has the heart to care so much about you. Especially if I'm a comedian. Comedians are self-centered. Even though we think we're in ourselves, we're there. I have nothing. You have nothing. I know no comedian. I know most comedians or most people who are in comedy have nothing in them so badly that they'll hold you back. Just because for their own benefit, or hold you back for their own benefit.
It's the curse of life, man. That whole thing. It's not, comedy doesn't have gatekeepers, man. Also, you're right. We've got people who maybe are the first point of contact.
Yes.
For this, that, or the other thing, but no one is there going.
But I've heard stories, but I don't want to.
But that's coming from, those stories are made up of somebody who's lost faith in comedy. So they look for everything because you can justify anything. You can justify anything.
True.
You can look for examples that can make you see exactly what you think you're
saying. No, but this guy was
saying.
actually called by a promoter who wanted them to do a specific gig, and then the person that they contacted, looking like if they contact you, Thabiso looking for Tsitsi, then Thabiso said, "Oh, why was Tsitsi? It doesn't mean no one gets it."
But that's an opportunity.
It's not gatekeeping. That is. I can also do this.
Yeah.
But they like
that's sports. In sports,
in
sports, if the goalkeeper he's holding the ball in his hand and he does this, he's bouncing it like this, and while he's bouncing it like this, a striker is close enough, he can trap that ball and score the goal.
Yes.
You understand? So
in the same team.
Yes,
in the same team. Listen, wait, in the same team, Cristiano Ronaldo can take a penalty. Bruno Fernandes can take a penalty. There's only one penalty. Someone has to take that penalty. It's fully goal. That's all we care about. We need a way. Someone's gotta take the pain.
Obviously,
if I take it and I miss,
it's morally weird, right? It's morally weird, but it's not gatekeeping. It's not hatred.
No.
Why aren't you easy to contact?
Why do they have to
maybe
go
I'll put you as I'll put you as my agent because I need you've been in the game longer than me.
No, I should.
So then you are
which comedian is another comedian's
okay, I hear. Look, we're not saying it's right. It's just not gatekeeping. That's an opportunity. Yes. Gatekeeping would be, hey, the Mike Comedy Club. Let me do shows on Wednesdays. Now I'm doing shows on Wednesdays. You want to do a show on the weekend. It's not even the day I'm working on. But then I call them, why are you having her there? Because I do on Wednesdays. And then they're like, no, but it's a different... No.
Yeah.
Not where I work. I'm so saying, I got telling you now that is literally, we're stopping this person from working. Not from working with us, just from working itself. Yeah. So that's why I think there are no gatekeepers. Especially in comedy. Because what gate, first of all, what gate? Nje,
maybe
yasiqale lapho nje.
sponsorship,
From who?
From who? We're not dealing with comedians at that point. If you're getting sponsorships, you're not dealing with comedians. You're dealing with companies
And brands.
and stuff like
So
that.
that's you hustling on your own. To get the branding on your car or whatever that thing, the situation was, you didn't have to go to Tsitsi and go, yo.
You're the comedian that does branding.
I think
You found your way.
You guys in Joburg, you think differently from us here in KZN. Like you get sportsmen, man, healthy competition. What's because I've seen you guys even like in shows. Like me now when I do my own shows, I have. Maybe there won't be any other comedian except for the ones that are booked for the gig.
Oh yes.
And I don't know, maybe they are busy or maybe they don't want to come. But with you guys, everyone who has a show, maybe 80% or 50% of the other comedians who are not, like, I would ask, why are you here? It's like, no, I'm just supporting my bro. No, I don't want to.
Yeah, that's Joburg.
Yeah.
People show up.
Like, even, because I would be upset if I hear that someone was called and they were asking for me and they took that gig.
Yeah.
But you are so positive, even about that screwed up thing. It just shows, you guys just want to work. I like that. It's a compliment.
Yeah.
I like it.
But it should be everywhere. Okay, maybe not. It should be. It's advisable for people to do that because
that's how you learn.
In Cape Town, when I was doing comedy in Cape Town, like, because I started in Joburg, then moved very early to Cape Town. There was not a lot of comedians, right? But because there was not a lot of comedians, it was a kind of a opportunity for everybody to become like closer. And now you're moving with different comedians. Just hustling there. One, it made more gigs. Two, it made more stages for us to perform.
Yeah.
And we all kind of became funnier, and we started performing to different crowds. We performed to your crowd on Monday, performed Thabiso's crowd on Tuesday, my crowd on Wednesday, Thursday we were there.
It's not like that. I don't know, Shaman, I don't want to sound...
No.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Cause also, like, I've only been doing comedy for 7 years. I think this will be my 8th year. But it's just, there's some resistance that I don't know where it's coming from and what's causing it. But we don't have that workmanship, like, all the best, man.
Yeah.
Is places here far?
They know. It's
close.
Because Joburg is far. Like, people
you
travel like an hour.
That's
to
the
come
thing.
watch your
It's
gig.
like 15 minutes, and like there's one guy who was an audience at another gig. They sending me a message to say, listen, we told this comedian that we were coming to your show, and this comedian convinced us to go to another event until it was late for us to get to your gig. Do you understand? So it's crazy when I think of it, like, you wouldn't want, because my success in comedy is your success, especially like if we are staying in the same area.
Yes.
If I'm winning, every other comedian is winning, but if there's a negative vibe, it affects all of us as well.
You know what my Chris Forrest said this at one of the Comics Choice Awards. He said, our fight is not against other comedians. Our fight is against, like, Amapiano and things. Then other genres of entertainment.
Yes.
And I want today where you get into a Uber and they're not playing 702 or whatever, but they're playing a podcast that's in our community. Whether it's Popcorn and Cheese, whether it's
Nonto Art Podcast, Basement, I think Flies, Basement Podcast.
One of those things need to be
all
of those things. When they watch TV, they must watch a comedian do something.
Like Devon July and Jenga, it should, if they are looking for MCs,
it should be comedians.
Not even if they're looking for MCs, which is the wildest thing, né? Look at all the comedians we've met since we've been here. 4th of July. Craziest lineup you could make with these people. These are heavy names. These are heavy names. What have we done with everybody? The only part that worked is when we showed up, we did skits and whatnot. The rest was nothing. Silence.
There's no show.
There needs
No-
to be
no
an
one is making a
ICC
plan.
arena type
Yes.
show where it's like, guys, here, see a show.
I underdid a comedy show at Brown
On
Show.
Thursday.
When we got there, I was even surprised with it. Oh, only the lineup is here.
And only Fly came.
Right?
Only Fly. That's what I'm telling you.
And I'm like,
in
wait.
Joe, it's
This
different.
is Durban July weekend. This is the official pre-Durban July comedy show.
And
Nobody's
even
here.
That's why I'm saying, and it needs prayer. There's a dark cloud.
Nobody's here.
Let's pray for.
Around,
Let's pray
that
for.
is
Let's pray for.
surrounding,
Let's pray.
affecting all of us. It affects our work. It affects our relationship. You can just
Yeah.
sense it, even if it's not spoken of. But you can just sense, Uti. It's not this. It's not how it used to be. It's not how it was when I came.
Yeah.
Now there's more negativity around. Even when you are trying to do something, like
Yeah.
why are you doing comedy shows?
Sure.
So, part of it né, is people start things for different reasons, right? You're doing a podcast now. Maybe some people you're calling them, they're not showing up, whatever,
They don't show up.
whatever the case may be. Hence we got a slot.
I asked them yesterday to come today.
Yeah.
They still had gigs last night, but they still came. But it's okay.
But that's how it
30
works.
minutes late.
Also,
So-
yeah, Bobo. I'm urging.
My greatest example of it né, is Facebook. Facebook. A bunch of nerds who were antisocial decided to create an app to communicate with other people on campus. That thing got so big. Right now, there's a person in Nambit. I hate this new like button. I want to make a complaint. Mark Zuckerberg, change it. That thing was never meant for you in the beginning, but it got so big it even reached you to a point where now you feel like you can make a suggestion, and that's where the thing is with shows, with gatekeeping, with comedy. We all start our little things like this. People don't pay attention, but you know why you're doing it. As soon as it starts getting traction and attention,
They want to come.
Sendifuna ukuza nami. But now they want to change this, or I want to come through
But
on
do
these
like
terms.
this.
And you're like, yo, this was never that. There was never supposed to be a thing in the first place. So people are like that. Not just in comedy or whatever, it's just people. They are like that. As soon as they like something, they feel entitled to it. This is why relationships fail. This is why people suffer at jobs. This is why people are stuck in places they're not supposed to be. Because I wanted money. And I went there. That place is not for making money.
It's comedy.
That place there is not for making money.
money. Money comes to you after you have invested your sweat, you have invested your creativity.
When you give up,
Comedy
you know when
kills.
you're about to give up, then money's like, here we go.
Comedy kills you. I've seen it multiple times.
Mina, I've said, Wuti, even if there wasn't money in comedy,
I'll still do it. I
Yes.
still do it today. I still do free gigs.
But that's how
today.
that's how it works. The one thing I know about comedy, it will kill you. The you that goes, I want to do stand up,
And the
will
youth
die.
will die.
Will
Yeah.
die.
Yeah.
When comedy's
And
done
you
with
do
you.
You do a gig, guys, and you put a lot of money in it. Then maybe like, and you know when 20 people come, it's a good show. 20 people came because I've been to shows where no one
But
came.
the books don't
But
balance.
yes,
The books
but
are
I'm like,
booking.
see,
The books are like Wenzani.
my boys milk,
Yo.
scratch, yeah, maybe let me just get a smaller tin of the milk, Papa, maybe let's just get the other no-name brand, so, you know, so it's,
And they give you a bad
and you
time.
still
Yeah.
go,
Thank you.
That
Yeah,
time
but,
of was so king. I go to yes, I'm broke. You're not even bringing to. That's what comedy does. You'll get to you'll plan an event, a few people will come through, right? Other people will enjoy. You won't because you're taking a nap.
Well, I still enjoy, but before the show, I'm stressed.
Yes.
And after the show, I'm stressed. But as soon as I get on stage, I'm like,
Then you look at the books, it doesn't match up, whatever. And then you go to around the corner because you're angry. I just want to relieve. You jump on stage, you kill your best kill, and there's a client there who books you for the most amount of money you ever received.
Yes, and you.
Comedy doesn't go according to your rules, my guy. It doesn't. It doesn't go because you made a big show and you invest. Nah.
Forget about the
it
money
waits
you
for you to be
lost.
real with it. It waits for you. Comedy will kill you a real death. A real death of dying. You know when people meet you after you do stand up and they go, Mara, Mara. We don't feel like we know this person now. Yeah. You look different and you're like, because that other guy had to die.
Yeah,
that guy had to die.
Yeah, bro.
So
I know for a fact. I know, bro. Comedy is going to be one of the biggest forms of entertainment. So essay comedy is going to be one of the biggest.
It's on the up and up.
Yeah. And there's going to be a lot of superstars. Like, you see all these new guys, or like, you see all of us. We're going to be the types of, like we're going to be superstars, bro.
I'm a superstar, like Jesus.
Yes. Like, to the level at which you have a community where you speak for, or you're a mouthpiece of certain people, or you represent certain people through your thoughts, or you represent yourself, but people relate to that. I promise you, bro, like, if we just take it seriously, and all these people that are taking a chance in comedy and becoming agents, I'm saying, the people who take chances and invest in comedy, people like Ayanda, people that are putting stuff like that, those people, watch whatever they see. Ayanda is the one who always says, I see something there, but whatever they see is going to actualize in a way that we've never even.
But he's the only guy who's been able to do something that has been failing
time
in comedy, as in essay comedy particularly, for a long time, which is putting stand-up on TV. A lot of people can't. A lot of people can't.
Put it on YouTube.
For everyone, like doing it for us. He doesn't even want to be on TV, but it's just.
He's not even there showing his face or nothing. Some people don't even know the guy.
He's gonna
he likes it like that.
That probably one of the people you really have to know. In stand-up.
But also we need to also do that. Put your stuff on YouTube. But all of us have. We have some stuff, like, let there be 17,000 podcasts about comedy. Let there be 17,000 channels with every comedian in our.
Because the how I went about this one, I've always had a thing. I did community radio before.
Yes.
And so there was always that feeling, I would love to be on radio. But now, it's not easy to go on, because I don't want to go to another community radio station now and then wait for them to call me.
Oh, yes.
I don't want to go that route. And because now my time, obviously, there's family, there's comedy, and. So I was like, let me do a podcast. Because I want to get my thoughts and my ideas and my way of doing things and my relationships out there. And since I started, like, it feels so good. It feels like a job. There's no money as yet, but it feels it's so fulfilling. Like, when I get home, like, I worked today. Like, it's nice. I even got inyama, guys, for you to eat. Just
for real?
Why don't we have it now? I'm so hungry.
Since it's almost done.
Yeah, we're almost done.
This one is done.
We have to finish.
Last words before, as we are wrapping up.
Last words for me is, guys.
Also, please.
Just
choose.
last words is Cheers, guys.
Oh.
Enjoy yourselves and really, really follow your dreams, but do it. Don't just dream and be bitter. Do it.
Yeah.
Try your dreams out. They actually are followable.
Man, my last words. Yo, be love and follow your heart, man. You can never go wrong. Just be love. Remember, be love. Halala.
From me, be still and know. That's Kimudin.
Kimudin, praise Jesus. Rorisan Murana Jesu.
Ah, Riam Roris.
Kemudian. Kemudian.
Siyabonga. See you on the next one.
Shapa.
Thank you for having us.